The road disappeared behind them as if it were a dream that had ended. Cold, grasping tendrils of fog clung to the ground, swallowing every trace of their boot prints and the tracks of their horses' hooves. Above, the trees pressed in on them, black, skeletal figures, whispering secrets to one another in the creaking language of old wood. There were no birds here. No sunlight dared to touch the forest floor. Vanter the Cunning, a dwarf with eyes that could pierce the gloom better than most, guided their small horse cart along the narrow dirt path. A heavy axe rested across his knees, ready for whatever this cursed place might throw at them. Even he felt the oppressive weight of the air, like being sealed inside a tomb that was slowly closing in. Behind him, Roken, a halfling rogue, muttered curses through his clenched teeth. "This fog's got teeth, I swear it," he growled, his voice a low rumble. "This ain't natural." "Nothing in this place is," replied Taztik, the half-orc ranger. His grizzled face was a mask of stone, his eyes scanning the surrounding woods with the patient focus of a predator. The fletching on the arrows in his quiver trembled slightly as a cold wind sighed through the skeletal branches. "Keep your blades loose," he warned. A soft clinking of metal drew their attention to the back of the wagon. Catalina, a human cleric, sat with her head bowed. A silver medallion of the Morning Lord rested in her gloved hand, its shine dulled by the damp, heavy air. She whispered prayers for their safety, words that faded into the mist before they could ever hope to reach the heavens. The road wound on for what felt like an eternity, until even the concept of time seemed to get lost in the fog. Then, a sound cut through the silence, faintly at first, then growing clearer. A bell was tolling, a slow, heavy, mournful sound from somewhere up ahead. "Village ahead," Vanter muttered, his knuckles white on the handle of his axe. "Or a graveyard." As it turned out, it was both. They passed through a rusted wrought iron gate into the village of Barovia. The houses here leaned against each other in a state of advanced decay, their windows boarded up, their doors chained shut. Smoke hung motionless above chimneys that had long gone cold. For a brief, chilling moment, they heard a child cry out somewhere in the gloom, a sound that was abruptly cut short. At the central crossroads stood a woman dressed in black, clutching a small, tightly wrapped bundle to her chest. Her face was as pale as bone, her eyes hollow pits of despair. As they drew near, she looked up, her voice a dry whisper carried on the mist. "Beware the castle," she warned them. "He watches from the spires. He watches always." Vanter nodded grimly, his dwarven resolve unshaken. "And who's he?" The woman didn't answer with words. She simply lifted her gaze to the distant mountains, just as a low rumble of thunder rolled across the sky. High above, a shape loomed out of the fog. A fortress, perched impossibly upon a sheer cliff face, its towers like monstrous claws raking at the heavens. A flash of lightning lit up the sky, and for a terrifying second, the castle's windows burned with a crimson malevolent light. Castle Ravenloft. Catalina instinctively crossed herself, her voice trembling. "May the Morning Lord preserve us." Roken, ever the cynic, spat on the muddy ground. "If that's the one who called us here, I'll stick him myself." "No," said a new voice from right behind them, a voice that was smooth, cultured, and utterly chilling. "He didn't call you, he allowed you." They whirled around, Vanter, Roken, and Taztik reaching for their weapons, Catalina raising her holy symbol like a shield. Stepping out of the fog was a tall man in a dark, elegant coat. His black hair was slicked back from his forehead, and his eyes were as cold as a winter grave. He offered them a smile that was almost polite, almost warm, but it was fundamentally wrong in every conceivable way. "Welcome to Barovia," he said, executing a bow that was both mocking and regal. "I am Strad von Zarovich, lord of this land. You have come far, farther than you realize." His gaze then settled on Catalina, and for a fleeting instant his cold expression softened, as if he were seeing someone else in her face, a ghost from a long-lost past. "Pray well, little light," he murmured, his voice a low, intimate whisper. "You will need it." Another bolt of lightning split the sky, and in that blinding flash he was gone. Only the cold, curling mist remained where he had stood. That night they found what little shelter they could in the Blood on the Vine Tavern. The fire in the hearth burned low, casting long, dancing shadows, and the few other patrons stared at them with glassy, empty eyes. The barkeep barely spoke, and the ale he served was sour and thin. It wasn't long before a man and a woman, who looked to be siblings, approached their table quietly. The woman's beauty was striking, though it was dimmed by a deep, weary exhaustion. Still, there was a strength in her that drew the eye. "I am Irina Kolyana," she said, her voice steady, "and this is my brother Ismark. You are strangers here, but if you are brave, or perhaps foolish, you may be our only hope." "Hope's a thin thing in this place," Vantir grumbled, leaning back in his chair. "Hope is all we have left," Irina replied, her gaze firm. "The devil has marked me. He comes to me in my dreams, and sometimes when I am awake." Just then, a dark shadow fell across the tavern window, and the fire in the hearth guttered as if in fear. Catalina began to whisper another prayer. Tastic's hand went to the bow propped against the wall. Roken, never one to wait, slowly drew a dagger from his boot and placed it on the table. "Guess we're staying the night," he said with a grim smile. Outside, in the suffocating darkness of Barovia, the wolves began to howl. Thank you so much for joining us for the beginning of this dark journey. What do you think our adventurers should do next? Let me know in the comments below. If you're excited to see what happens when they face the shadows of Barovia, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a single moment. We'll see you in the next chapter. Stay safe out there.